All right, what's up, guys? What's up, Walt? What's up, Tired? It's fine. I always just eat a little bit when I get home. I always eat late at night after this stuff. Appreciate you, though. Thank you. Reverend got excited. All right. So what we got going on? I got the speech up that he's doing right now. I'm actually going to start it from the beginning because I wasn't watching it because I was reading all the crazy right-wing bullshit stuff. So let's get to it and let's do it. Let's start by just watching this Walz speech and we'll see how it goes. All right, this is from the beginning, so if you didn't see it.
Wow.
Is this Detroit? Or they're in, yeah, they're in Detroit. Okay.
Woo. Wow.
All of the above. Good job, Gail.
Thank you. A big thank you to Adam. I think we can all agree our future's pretty bright. Thank you, Adam. And hello, Michigan.
Good thing they're in Michigan. I'm glad they're in Michigan.
We Minnesotans, you probably know this. We're a stoic people of few words. But holy hell, can you throw a party here in Michigan? So, wow. I want to take a moment to acknowledge
Me
a few
too,
friends,
Reverend.
folks that
Me
I've gotten
too.
to know. And let's be very clear. This is someone who I consider my dearest friend and someone who taught all the other governors how to fix the damn roads. Governor Whitmer. You have got a treasure.
Isn't it crazy to see the difference between the way that him and Kamala talk and then JD Vance and Trump? Like, not just... Like, Trump is just a weirdo all into himself. Like, Trump is just a whole complete different type. I'm not even sure he's a human being. But he's a different type of human being. But even JD Vance sucks at talking. Like, it's strange, like, to go from... Like, we watch nothing but the dumb shit people talking. And that kind of gets stuck in my head. And I just, like, think of politicians as talking like that. And then we watch Kamala... I'm going to say her name right, Kamala, or Walz talk, and it's like, oh man, this is like what real people sound like. This is so weird.
You're in Michigan.
Yeah, Tia, you're in Michigan?
And I'll tell you what, we share a lot between us in the upper Midwest. We share.
Yeah, I saw that, ours wife.
We need some water. We have
so
somebody
bad.
down. We need some water. Medic. We need a medic right here. You got somebody here?
Oh, look at the difference. Look at the difference. Remember that happened at a Trump rally and he's like, looks like somebody fell down. Anyways, about me. Wow, that's crazy.
Got him? All right, we got a medic on the way. Thank you for caring for your neighbors. Thank you for showing what Michigan does.
Good job. Look at that. Look
we
at that.
share a lot of
real
things.
human
That's
being.
One of them. We're neighbors and we're not weird, that's for sure. But, but I got to tell you something else we share.
Yeah, I saw that
is the
shit,
care for the
Reverend.
incredible
I saw
natural
that shit.
resources. We in the upper Midwest, in our states, we
Get 'em
care
to ya.
for 20% of the world's fresh water in those Great Lakes. And the Great Lakes have no better friend than your Senator Stabenow. I got some members of Congress I had the privilege of serving with and some that are...
It's so strange, too, to hear somebody, like, talking good about people. Like, Donald Trump every once in a while will be like, that guy helped me. I like him right now. And that's, like, the best you'll get from Donald Trump is, like, the occasional, like, this person didn't vote to impeach me, so I like them. But it's, like, good to hear a person, like, just, like, actually telling people, like, I like these people. They're good people. I mean, I like what he said in that other speech, too, where he's like, look, we don't even have to agree on everything, man. That's okay. Just stay out of my fucking business. Like, I thought that was such a good thing to say. It's something you'd never hear from fucking Donald Trump, man.
New to that place. Let's be clear. We got to put gavels in the hands of these Democratic representatives so that we can get some work done. My friend Dan Kildee, Debbie Dingell, Haley Stevens, Alyssa Slotkin, Hillary Scholten, Representative Thander.
Wait, he doesn't have any nicknames for these people. Shouldn't it have been like Debbie Downer, Skinky Skingle?
I believe just won a primary here. Wayne County Executive Warren Evans.
Dude, Reverend Potty Mouth's a
and the
good
chair
name.
of the Michigan Democratic Party, LaVora Barnes. Thank you. And I want to just take a moment. It's been a pretty interesting 24 hours for me, I'll have to be honest.
I bet.
And I don't know how I could explain to you walking into that arena in Philly or that field out in Wisconsin or right here to what I have been told is the largest rally of the campaign.
Nice.
And look, this is a place full of working folks, students, folks who care. And I think about this. You came out here early, found a place to park, stood in the sun, sat here and wait, and you did it. You did it for one simple and eloquent and beautiful reason. You love this country. You love this country.
There you go. Dude, it's so fucking weird to like. If you were to juxtapose this with a Trump rally, if you sat down like Clockwork Orange style, like made a person just held their eyeballs open, and said, "You're gonna watch both of these rallies." If you sat me down and did that with this one, I'd make it through it. And they're like, "Oh, this is good. This is happy. I feel good inside." If you set me down in front of a Trump one like that, like I'd lose my goddamn mind. I'd also be laughing a lot as well. Not because he's funny, but because they're fucking weird.
I couldn't be
Detroit,
prouder
Michigan,
to be on this
R's
ticket
wife, Detroit,
and to
Michigan.
help make Kamala Harris the next president of the United States. Every day of her life, Vice President Harris fights for the American people. She's taken on predators, fraudsters, and transnational gangs. You heard it. She stood up to powerful corporate interests, and she has never hesitated to reach across the aisle, try and find some common solutions. And she has done it, and this is what we know. All the things that make me mad about those other guys and all the things they do wrong, the one thing that I will not forgive them for is they try to steal the joy from this country. They
Fucking
try and steal
A.
the joy.
Fucking
But you know what? You know what? Our next president brings the joy. She emanates the joy.
Dude.
I know a little something about that
Right,
commitment
Mike?
to people. I was born in a small town of 400 people in Nebraska, and community was the way of life. My mom
Look
and
at the
dad taught me
Raiders
to show
fan.
generosity to your
Raiders fan
neighbors,
yelling
and you
Trump.
work for a common good amongst them. At 17, I joined the Army National Guard. And for the next 24 years, it was a privilege to wear the uniform of this country. And just as it did for my dad, a Korean War era veteran,
Yeah,
and millions
fucking
of others,
hopeless
I used the
doom
GI Bill to get a
publicans.
college education. Followed a bit in my dad's footsteps. He was a teacher. My brothers and sisters were teachers. And they married teachers. I had the privilege of teaching high school social studies. And I coached the football team.
Football season's coming.
We did win a state championship. I tell you that because don't ever
Football
close the
season's
yearbook,
coming.
is my pro tip to you. My students are the ones who encouraged me to run for office. I never thought much about it.
Man, we got so much that to look forward to. You got this happiness, this hope. You got football season coming up, baby. Football season coming up. Donald Trump's getting sentenced in September. I know you guys saw that. Fucking Missouri tried to sue, and even Donald Trump's Supreme Court set up for him. I was like, get that shit out of here. Stop with that shit. Oh, man. It's about to be a good 94 days? Like, this is what I'm talking about. You got on one side, you got, like, hope, happiness, unity. And on this other side, you got conspiracy theories and anger and hate and divisiveness. And I'll be honest with you, it's going to speak to something. It's going to say something about America. Because at the end of the day, if Kamala Harris loses this election, you're going to know what the country's populated with. You're going to get a firm idea of who the fucking weird, divisive, angry, hateful, vitriol-filled people in this country are. And it's kind of like racism. It's like it's better if you see who it is. It's better if you hear them say it, because at least you know who they are. I'm down with this. This is going to be another good, this is going to be a good 90, 94 days, 93 days now. It's going to be a good 3 months, man. Man.
But they saw in me what I hope is still in them. A commitment to the common good. A true belief that one person truly can make a difference in their world. I lived in a district where I didn't know this at the time. Only one other Democrat since 1892 had won that district. And on that election night, my neighbors graced me with the opportunity to go to the United States Congress and represent them.
12 years.
I learned how to compromise without compromising my values. I learned how to work.
Bill, I think Clarence Thomas is clenching them cheeks right now, Bill.
Governor of Minnesota, to bring those experiences together so we can tackle some of those hard problems, inequities, climate change, all of the things that we care about.
Good shit.
Now, we got a lot of shared values in this room. By the way, is labor in the room?
Right. All the people that matter.
This might be my chance to use it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you think there's some UAW members out there?
But here's the deal. What we know is Donald Trump, he sees the world a bit differently than we see the world. And I've been saying it. He doesn't know the first thing about service because he's way too busy serving himself. This is a big difference. Again and again, he does things that weakens our country, only to strengthen his own hand. He mocks our laws. He sows chaos and division amongst the public.
Fucking
and that's to say
speak
nothing about his record as president. Let's be, he is that. He is that. Look, we had the worst crisis of a generation, and he froze during COVID. People lost their lives because of that. He drove the economy into the ground, and make no mistake, violent crime was up during Donald Trump's presidency. And that's not even counting the crimes he committed. So, some of the gray hairs in here remember a Republican Party that used to actually talk about freedom. These guys, when they talk about freedom, it means government has the freedom to invade your exam room with your doctor. Now, I know, look, we got a lot of commonalities. And I'll say this, as an NFC North guys, Vikings fans are proud of the Lions. I will say that.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's talk about some football.
But in Minnesota, we respect our neighbors' personal choices. We may not agree with them or make them from ourselves, but I've been saying this. You all know it. Our golden rule is mind your own damn business. Just mind your own business.
That's what That's what I'm talking about.
It's amazing what minding your own damn business does to make things work better.
Right? Stop being so fucking into what everybody else is doing. Stop worrying about other people's sexuality. It's fucking weird.
Is there anybody in America sitting around in a bar, a bunch of people talking, and say, you know what we need in this country? We need a bad animal farm. That's the first thing we need to do. Nobody says that. But you know what? It would be
fucking
funny if it wasn't
insane.
so dangerous. Because then they start thinking about things like IVF and banning IVF. And I have to tell you, this is very personal for my family. When my wife and I decided to have children, we went through years of fertility treatments. Remember, every time the phone rang, I'd catch my breath, I'd feel nervousness, and then it would be a crushing feeling when they told us that the treatments didn't work. The agony of that.
Yeah, I know. I have friends that went through IVF.
But I can also feel some joy.
Shit's crazy.
Because it wasn't by chance, as I say this, when our daughter, and we finally conceived, and our daughter was born, we didn't hesitate at all. We named her Hope. We named her Hope.
Is this man made in a lab?
But I do have to tell you something about hope.
Man.
My wife always tells me this. It's not a damn plan. We can't hope we beat this guy.
Adventure
we can't hope that
awaits.
things get better. We go out and work our butts
Right,
off
Ty?
to make sure it happens. So when our next president walks out here and she talks about freedom, she means the freedom to make your own health care decisions.
Exactly. Fuck.
And when she comes
Stop
out
telling
here and
other
talks
people
about
what
that
they
our
can
children
do.
should be free to go to school without being shot dead in their classrooms.
Fucking A. Like, how can no one, like, how is no one
Look,
how could you be
we
against
believe
this?
strongly in Minnesota in the Second Amendment, just like you do. But we also believe strongly
No, they
in
explore
common
that
sense gun
wilderness.
violence.
They just don't
prevention
tell
law.
people about it, Tyre. They don't like people talking about it.
Freedom to an education's a ticket to the middle class, not crushing student loan debt. And it's a place where we know freedom means we settle our political differences not through violence, but with our votes.
Dude, like, how can you be against any of that? How can you be against making kids safer in schools? How could you be against people having health care? Like, have any of these people ever stopped for more than 2 seconds and, like, realized that all this shit is just as much for them as it is for anybody else? Like, just, like, for 2 seconds, get off the hate pillar. Get off the anger train and think for 2 seconds that this is not just for Democrats. This is for everybody. This is something that we all would benefit from. But they're like too busy getting fucking brainwashed, drinking the Kool-Aid and being like, no, they're gonna take everything from us if we get any freedoms at all. They'll take all our freedoms. What? The fuck does that mean? Holy shit.
You get it. You drove out here. You stood here. Yeah.
What up, William?
Please. Look.
Listen to these brainwashed people chant vote. The right's sitting over there going like, listen to these motherfuckers chant vote. You're supposed to chant lock him up.
Look, and let's all decide right now.
What up, Will?
What's
going
It's
on?
going to be a hard race. We know it's going to be close, but let's don't be so close that these guys have anything to say. Let's don't be so close that there's anything. Let's just win the
Damn
thing by a
sheeple.
broader margin.
Always chanting vote.
Simple proposition. This election's about which direction this country's going to go in. We know Donald Trump's taking us backwards, and don't believe
Fucking
the act.
A.
He's playing dumb. He knows exactly what Project 2025 is going to do.
There you go. Say that shit out loud.
Destroy unions, rig the economy for the ultra wealthy. We know that when he goes back, he's picking up and doing the same things he did when he was there the last time.
I love that the argument to Project 2025 is he said he's not going to do it. Like, if your argument is that a person said they're not going to do something, you in a cult, dog. like a con man is gonna be like, he's like, yeah, actually, I'm gonna do that. You right? You got me? Ah, snap. The gig is up. Like, can you imagine being in court and the judge is like, so it says right here that you did this shit, and it seems like all this evidence is that you did this shit, and you're like, here I am. It says right here on X, fake news. It says fake news right there. Not guilty? Can I get a not guilty? God damn it. This is why people think you're weird.
Except,
fuck.
you all know this, it will be much, much worse when he comes back. Raising costs for all
King
of you,
Biden?
repealing the Affordable Care Act, gutting Social
They should at least
Security,
act
and
like
be
it to
very
freak them
clear.
out.
They can
Just
say
freak
whatever
them out a
they
little
want.
bit.
They are banning
drink.
abortion across this country, no questions asked. No questions asked.
Yeah, Walz, Bernie's 2.0 are like, that's what we were hoping. Billiam, here's the thing is, and this keeps cracking me up, is that when the right wing comes in here and they're like, he's progressive, and you're like, cool. And they're like, he's Bernie, and you're like, cool. They're like, he wants to give free lunch to kids. Cool. It's really weird to have people on the right try to convince people on the left using things that people on the left want. Like, to be honest with you, most of the people that I know that are left-wing own guns and are pro-Second Amendment, which is one of these weird things that people kind of make up, right? But if your argument was that they're going to restrict access to guns, why would you be making that argument to people on the left? Like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, you think this guy cares about you?
Oh,
or
good
your
job, Pro.
family?
Good job, Pro. Keep him in there, because I love
His
Bernie.
running mate has the same dangerous and backward agenda as Trump.
I think JD's got a worse
Well,
agenda.
heck, you all know it. Every regular person in the heartland went to Yale, had Silicon Valley billionaires fund his career, and then he writes a...
Dude, I heard Legia Miller call Peter Thiel JD Vance's sugar daddy. I didn't know about all that shit. That Peter Thiel actually, so he met JD Vance after a speech, and from that point on they like hit it off, and Peter Thiel has like paid big money into JD's career and helped him get positions. Like, dude, that's such a strange thing, because the right is like constant Peter Thiel. Are we buffering again? We're buffering. Oh, it's a buffering night. You guys are gonna need a drink again. Oh, I know what the fuck it is. Fuck, I didn't update my drivers. Oh well. You guys are gonna have to deal with the stream being wonky tonight, because I didn't update my drivers. Sorry guys. Sorry about that.
book trashing the very community that raised him.
He fucked that couch, Pro. I'm going on record. He fucked that couch.
That whole thing is, I wasn't calling anybody names. I was just making an observation about them. We can see it. And here's my thing. There's a lot of things going to happen, by the way. We got about 91 days.
Bill, you're going to be real high by the end of this
91
one.
days. My God, you can do anything for 91 days.
91 days.
Christ, I haven't slept in 24 hours. You know why? We'll sleep when we're dead. We'll sleep when we're dead. Get it going. Here's my brass ring I'm looking for. I can't wait to debate this guy. I cannot wait to talk
Dude,
about
the couch
what they think.
fucker versus the coach.
I can't wait to
That's
ask
what I'm
him why
talking
he
about.
wants to take health care and take reproductive rights, and why he wants to make
I know
sure
all about
that
the Heritage
wealthiest pay
Foundation,
no
Jordan.
taxes
I know
as
way
we
too much
destroy
now.
unions in the middle
I can
class.
never,
So
ever
here's the
forget
deal.
about the fucking
You said
Heritage
it.
Foundation now.
These ideas that they're putting out there, they are weird as hell. No one's asking for it. No one's asking for it. We're asking a fair shot. We're asking.
I'm gonna be 100% with you guys. I'm kind of upset about the weird thing, because like I've been saying weird this whole time, and it was kind of my niche to make fun of these people, It was my niche to like mock these people, and now I feel like everybody else is doing it now, and I don't have a niche anymore. Like, everybody on the left has jumped on my train. Like, now I got all this competition. I had videos that were doing really, really well because I was the one person that was shitting on these people and calling them weird. And now everybody else has joined up. Now I got a ton of competition. I kind of actually, I'm not okay with it, to be honest with you. I mean, I am. It's for the betterment of society and America. So I guess, like, I take one for the team. But I'm a little pissed off. Like, I'm the one who did all the legwork. I had all the people coming in my chat and tell me I was mean, saying I shouldn't make fun of mentally ill people and stuff like that. And now all of a sudden it's like super hyped to make fun of the fucking weirdos. And now all these people are diving in like they've been here the whole time. But I'm the OG. I did that shit. Now I feel like a weird hipster. I feel like I'm like gonna be the old guy. I'm gonna be in like my 90s. Fucking smoking a cigar with a glass of whiskey, telling my grandkids about, yeah, you know, before it was popular to call them weird, I was doing that. I have video evidence. Here, watch this video. What? That's me. That was me. Like, it's okay, Grandpa. It's okay. We've heard the story before. Just go to sleep. Like, I feel kind of like I got fucked over, man. I've been here talking all this shit for all this time. And now it's hip to do it. I gotta figure out a different tactic. I don't like being part of the group.
For health
That's
care,
my niche.
childcare.
My laugh is
We're
my niche.
asking
Thank
for
you,
an
Chrome.
education. We're asking for safety in our streets. That's
Thanks,
what we're
Nick.
asking
Thanks for being here, bro. Yeah, you know how that overtime provision works too, Rumpel? So it's like 160 hours for the entire month. So that means if you work like 20 hours, 20 hours, 20 hours, and then there's like 1 week left, they can work you 100 hours, and there's no overtime for that shit. And people were like, man, it sounds good. Maybe we can get my kid in the tree with a chainsaw. That'd be pretty dope. And then maybe we could work him like 100 hours in a week because that'd be safe. Let's get my 14-year-old in the tree with the chainsaw for 100 hours this week. I don't know, what the fuck are you guys worried about? Shit. Also, guns.
And we're going to get it because that's what this campaign's about. It's about moving forward.
I used to be a ginger. My hair used to be red.
Kamala Harris believes that you should be making the own choices in your life. She believes that every
IDU, I don't
person
think I've
should
heard
have
that
an
one.
opportunity
Although
to
I
enter
have
the
a
middle
video
class.
up for some crazy
She
fucking
believes
church
in
thing that we're
something
gonna watch.
so beautiful and simple with joy. She believes in the promise of this great nation.
Billiam. Their argument against Walz was that he retired. So Walz retired in February. His battalion was given deployment orders in July. Okay, so he actually retired in May. So what they're attacking him on now is that he left military service before going to Iraq with his unit, which is fucking hilarious. Because he spent 24 years in the military and he retired before they were ever given deployment orders. But most of these fucking people are so goddamn stupid, they'll never look it up, and they don't really care. They're going to try and do it. My grandfather spent 30 years in the military. If my grandfather ever heard one of you fucks ever shitting on a military man that was in the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the National Guard, the Air Force, whatever, for 24 years, he would go to your house, he'd drag you the fuck outside, and he'd beat you half to death in front of your fucking parents, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. My grandfather he worked with the Montagnards. My grandfather got a Bronze Star and Purple Heart for dragging a man across the killing field and taking shrapnel on the side of his fucking head. If you ever said something about a military man that was in the service for over 20 years, he would find you and beat the dog shit out of you. Just letting you know that.
Look,
it's still orange.
She can take care of
It's still
herself.
orange, Billiam.
She said it. If they want to talk smack, she said it. Say it to my face, damn it. Say it to my face.
Me too,
What I
Rumpel.
gotta
I'd
say
love to
is,
see him running
we
for
gotta have
president.
her back. We got to have her back.
I'd love to see this dude running
So,
for
Madam
president.
Vice President, thank you for the trust you placed in me. Michigan, help me right now give a warm Midwest welcome to the next President of the United States, Kamala
Fuck yeah.
Harris.
Fuck yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Bro, MAGA brains are gonna, what's left of them, there's like, you know, still like a little bit of brain matter like tucked down in like the dark corners of their skull. That little bit of it that's left over, it's gonna fucking just ooze out their ears if the first woman to ever be a president is a black woman. Like, not only is it a woman, but it's a black woman. Oh, dude. It's gonna, like, they're gonna have to, like, fucking go around. Like, they're gonna have to send fucking, like, remember in the plague when they had to bring the fucking wagons around to, like, bring out the dead? That's what's gonna fucking happen. They're gonna have to, like, go around and, like, get all these fucking MAGAs that their, like, brains, like, fucking oozed out their head onto the floor. It's not gonna be a lot of a mess to clean up. It's gonna be a real small puddle. But it's gonna be tough. God, dude. The next 90 days are gonna be so amazing. I'm going to enjoy this so much. Fuck, it's great. I like Pete, too. I take Pete as well. But this is the thing. This is the thing, Tia. When you look at the left, when you look at Democrats and their presidential hopefuls, you got Walz, you got Shapiro, you got Newsom, you got Buttigieg, you got Kamala, you got like, and that's just like off the Mark Kelly. Like, there's so many good left-wing Democrats that could run for president. A lot of young people, real young people too, that are just waiting in the wings. On the right, the best person that they have to run, they won't run because she's a woman. Nikki Haley is unironically the best candidate in the Republican Party, and they won't vote for her because she's a woman. That's how fucking insane these people are. And when they say things like, the Democrats just want to install these people so that way they can always win from this point on. And it's like, the reality is, y'all don't want to win. If y'all wanted to win, you wouldn't have put fucking Trump in there. You would have put Nikki Haley in there. But you won't vote for a woman because you guys are fucking morons. God damn. Jasmine Crockett. Dude. Jasmine Crockett. Holy shit, dude. Hey, look, we got a Trump supporter. Nick, you here because you ain't got no friends. You ain't got no family. Your coworkers don't like talking to you anymore. They're like, all this motherfucker talks about is sucking the orange Cheetos dick, dude. That's it. That's all he talks about. But it's okay. You waited 5 minutes to come hang out with us, so we're going to allow you into the fold. Come on in, dog. Come on in. You can hang out with us, Nick. We love you. We still appreciate you. Nobody else does, but we do. We're here for you. When you come out the cult, Nick, we're going to be here for you. So, like, you know, like, don't let your brain melt when Kamala is your president, okay? When Kamala becomes your president, don't let that shit melt out your ear. What little bit's left, hold on to it. Like put like some, you know those tampons y'all were putting on your ears for a minute when your president got shot? You remember that shit? Remember when that happened like 2 weeks ago and nobody cares about it now? You're going to have to take one of them tampons you guys had over your ear, you gotta stuff it in your ear, okay? So that way your brain doesn't leak out, okay? Do that for me, because we're still gonna be here for you, and we're gonna show you some love. We're gonna give you a hug, we're gonna give you a glass of whiskey and a cigar, and we're gonna let you celebrate with us, okay, Nick? Because we're inclusive. No, I assumed you're a Trump supporter because you're fucking retarded.
Good evening, Detroit!
Fuck yeah, I'm a never Trumper. Bro, all day long I'm a never Trumper. I couldn't be prouder of that shit. That's like It's like saying that I would not fucking vote for a fucking idiot, a criminal, a dude who went on an Aiden Ross interview the other day. Fucking A, I'm a never Trumper. Holy shit. You could not convince me to vote for that fucking moron. What up, AJ? What up, Ben? Nah, I don't think I've heard it, Billiam. We'll have to look it up.
We are doing this. We are doing this.
Look at, she's happy. Trump supporters aren't used to seeing people smile and laugh, so this is weird for them. Like, they see this kind of shit and they're like, she's dumb! She can't talk! Oh! They see a person happy, and it's like something they haven't seen it in so long. Like, not even in a mirror. They have not seen a happy human being for so long that seeing a person smile and laugh and, like, talk in, like, a joyous manner, it's like... ah! Oh, fuck. He's always bitching, Bucket. Always complaining. Always the victim.
Thank you.
Happy people are a fucking anomaly to Trump and his fucking followers. Let's just be fucking honest about it. Maybe that's my new tilt. Since I can't call these guys fucking weird anymore, well, I'm gonna keep calling them weird. But since everybody took my shtick, now we're gonna go towards that side of it. Is that these fucking people are unhappy, sad, angry, depressed. They want everybody to be like them. They want everybody to be fearful. They're gonna take our guns. There's all these people coming across the border and they're taking our jobs. You should be sad and afraid too because they're taking your black job. I'm not black. Yeah, but you'll probably be black soon, just like Kamala, because she turned black too. Like, holy fucking shit. Do these people ever listen to anything that comes out of their mouths? No, I don't think so. I think that's going to be my new shtick. Since they stole my their weird thing, I'm going to go towards they're unhappy. Okay, we're going towards they're unhappy, guys. And I want you guys to bookmark this shit. I'm saying they're unhappy. And when the left steals my shit 6 months from now and starts calling them unhappy, fucking it was mine. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, come on. We got business to handle. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Can we hear it up for Tim Walz?
That's a good call, Kelsey. I'm also for it because it's time to get the
amazing?
fuck away
He's gonna be the
from
most
that shit.
incredible Vice President.
Because I started and they stole it.
All right, so it is
Stance,
good to be
I
back
stand when I
and
pee
to
on
see
your
so
fucking
many
face.
Incredible leaders, I love you. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, thank you.
Stank. Donald Trump squats when he shits on your chest. You like it.
Thank you for your friendship, your sisterhood, and your leadership, and we are going to do this together.
Oh, this makes them so
Lieutenant Governor
sad.
Garland Gilchrist,
God, I
thank
love
you
it.
so much. His parents are over there, and the members of Congress, including Senator Debbie Stabenow, my dear friend, and your next United States Senator, Representative Elisa Slotkin.
Yep. Fucking bank
We're
on
gonna
it.
get that done. Mayor Mike Duggan, thank you for the warm welcome always. And of course,
That's all they got,
it's so good to
Stan.
be with the president
They're
of
like
the United
fucking
Auto
10 years
Workers,
old.
my dear friend John Payne. And last week. It was my honor. It feels like last.
Stan, I'm gonna tell you what all the people used to tell me. You gotta stop making fun of mentally ill people. I mean, Stan, when you got like 2 brain cells, that's it. And those 2 brain cells are constantly fighting each other, and one's got the other in a guillotine choke. Like, there's not a lot that you can come up with that's better than she stands and pees, right? That's the best those 2 brain cells can come up with. They're in the middle of a fucking fight for their life, brother. Okay? That is all they got. Ah, it's so good.
It's a great honor to accept.
It's so good.
United Auto Workers.
Fucking pro-union, pro-healthcare, pro-kid, pro-USA. Fuck MAGA.
And the UAW
God, it's
has always
amazing.
worked to lift up the working people of our nation. Do we need some help over there? We need a medic over there, please. There should be medics in each corner.
Look at that. Twice now?
All right. Look, let's all take care of each other and look out for each other, all right?
Twice
That's
now?
who we are. We look out for each other.
Dude, if that was a Trump crowd, they would have just stampeded right over that motherfucker.
So,
What up, Spikin'?
As I talked to Sean about this election's going to be a fight. We like a...
Kelsey, MAGA supporters are like, I don't even sit down when I shit. I don't do that pussy stuff. I'm always standing. I don't care. Fucking dribbles down my leg. I don't care. I don't ever sit down when I use the bathroom.
Good fight. When you know what you stand for, you know what to
Make
fight
America
for. We know
laugh
what we
again.
stand
Oh, I
for.
like that, Spikin'. Kicking ass, making America
I'm
laugh
so proud
again.
to have
Fucking
UAW
A.
by my
Bring
side
some
because y'all know
positivity
how
and
to
some
fight and
happiness
know
back
how
to
to
this
win.
biatch. Oh, it's so good.
Today, I also bring greetings from our incredible President Joe Biden. That's right. Joe.
That's right. That's right. Don't forget my boy, okay? Who's still putting it down. Joe Biden. Joe Biden, since they claimed Joe Biden was dead, since Laura Loomer was on the fucking Twitters talking about how he died. Since Joe Biden apparently was dead, he's brought home a bunch of fucking people from Russia. He's fucking held Google to account in an antitrust law. The very Google that Elon Musk and right-wing people want you to believe are doing everything they can to make the Democrats win, just got absolutely shit on in an antitrust fucking lawsuit. That's how fucking stupid these people are. That's how moronic these people are. And they would know about that antitrust lawsuit if they could fucking read. But they can't. All they know is Charlie Kirk told me, Laura Loomer told me, Donald Trump told me. Like, you guys hate Google, and Joe Biden just fucking shit all over Google's desk. And you can't even be happy about it. You can't even be happy that he did that. Because if you are, you're a traitor and you'll get the fucking Kyle Rittenhouse treatment. MAGA will jump on you until you're not one of us. We don't support you anymore. That's right. Blocked on Twitter. The only place where you still have friends. Oh, shit. Woo!
And I know we are all deeply, deeply grateful to Joe for his lifetime of service to our nation. And we thank you, Joe Biden,
What up, Paul?
each and every day
What up, Alex?
for all you are
Happy to see you guys.
and all
Thanks
you
for being
still
here.
have yet to do. Thank you, Joe.
You like too how like Trump supporters, they're like, what does she even say? What does she even say? Oh, okay, so what she's saying here, Trump supporters, let me help you out. Let me translate for you. What she's saying is that Joe Biden has done an amazing fucking job as the president and has done a great thing for democracy and has been, you know, the very thing that your presidential candidate could never do. He's been selfless and stepped aside. And he did things that Donald Trump could never dream of. So what she's saying right now is she's super thankful for Joe Biden. So I just thought I'd stop and translate that for all the Trump supporters that come in here and are like, she doesn't say anything, though. It's because she uses words. She doesn't just say dumb shit that dribbles out of her mouth like fucking diarrhea like Donald Trump does. God, it's so good.
I'm going to tell him what you said. So, Michigan, this has been a big week. On Monday, I officially became the Democratic nominee for President of the United States.
Damn right.
And yesterday, I announced my running mate in this campaign, Governor Tim Walz.
So real quick for the Trump supporters, what she just said was she just got all of the delegates confirmed for her to make her the presidential candidate. And then in doing so, she selected her vice president. That's a person that works with the president, okay? They're going to work together to accomplish all their policies just like her and Biden did, okay? I just want you guys to remember, these are the things she's saying, okay? Nick, you're a fucking moron. In 2020, I was standing for Kamala. I was saying that her debate performance was fucking amazing. So do please come in here with your fucking dick in your hand, your little tiny mushroom tip that you usually reserve for jerking off to fucking Trump memes, okay? Take that shit somewhere else, dog. Because I know more about Kamala Harris than you know about your fucking girlfriend, which you probably don't have one. So I need a better analogy. Yeah, I know more about Kamala Harris than you know about your right hand. Okay. Boom! There we go.
And as
fucking morons!
He has an incredible record as governor of the great state of Minnesota. And to those who know him best, some people are just getting to know him, but I'm going to tell you, you got.
I love that fan fiction. Billiam is amazing.
He's a serious man. He has been a serious leader, and he loves our country. And, you know, I've talked to some of the people who know him best, like his wife, Gwen. And to Gwen, Tim Walz' husband. To his kids, Hope and Gus, he is dad. To his fellow veterans, he is Sergeant Major Walz. To the people of southern Minnesota for 12 years, he was a congressman.
Okay, so Nick and MAGA supporters, here, let me talk to you a little bit more. What she's saying is Tim Walz is a really good leader, and he's well-respected, okay? I just want you guys to be able to keep up, okay? Are you okay? Fuck yeah, Kamala Harris. Are you kidding me? She's fucking amazing.
His former high school students, he is Mr. Walz.
Oh.
And to his former high school football players, he was Coach.
Nick, do you like it when corporations use your private data? Do you like it when private corporations expose your private data to being hacked and being taken? Because if you don't like that, then you'll love the fact that when Kamala Harris was Attorney General for California, she sued Comcast for exposing people's data, and she got people refunded money for that. She sued them for $58 million, Nick. Do you like it when people get taken advantage with predatory loans? Do you like that shit? Do you like it when people do that? Because if you don't like it when people get taken advantage of for predatory loans, then you would really like Kamala Harris when she was the AG of California, where she held fucking huge banks accountable for the housing collapse. Okay? Yeah. Do you like when, let's say, for-profit colleges like Phoenix, the College of Phoenix and Corinthian colleges take advantage of poor people and tell them that they can get them jobs when they can't? Because if you don't like that shit, then you like Kamala Harris, because she held Corinthian College to a $1.1 billion settlement. Yeah. See, the thing is, Nick, you don't know a fucking thing you're talking about. You come into my chat because you got no friends, you got no family, nobody to hang around and talk to, and you say stupid shit that nobody wants to fucking hear. Because if you had a real argument, you would have typed it out already. But you haven't. You just keep saying the same stupid shit over and over again that we've all seen on X like a million fucking times. I get it, dog. You're an Elon stan. You love that shit. Twitter's your fucking go-to for the news. We get it, dog. We saw all the shit you've typed so far. You haven't made a single fucking argument that makes any fucking sense at all. You're literally just regurgitating shit and it's flowing out of your face like fucking diarrhea. I got you, dog. You're doing a good job, though.
And in 90 days, the nation will know Coach Walz by the title Vice President of the United States.
Goddamn right you will. And Nick will be crying and jerking off the Trump pictures. Ah!
So it is so good to be back in Michigan. And listen, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. And with your help, we will win.
Twatter.
In November. We will win. And I know we are
Exactly,
all clear
Stan.
about what we are up against.
Exactly, Stan.
As many of you know,
Did you like your stimmy you got, Nick? Did you like your stimmy you got at the beginning of COVID? I bet you did, because that's the only money you've ever had in your life. If it wasn't for Kamala Harris, you wouldn't have got that stimmy, Nick, because she was the deciding vote. She's the one who chose to do that. Do you think that people getting insulin for like $15 a piece or $35 a piece, do you think that old people should have access to like pharmaceuticals for their cost or just above their cost? Because you wouldn't have that if it wasn't for the fact that Kamala Harris, once again, was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act. Do you like the fact that we've had nothing but good jobs reports until the last month? And even then, it was a great job report. It just wasn't as good as we wanted it to be. Because if you like the fact that people have been employed at the highest rate that we have had in 50 years, then you're going to be really happy that Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote for the Infrastructure Act, which, by the way, was bipartisan and voted on by Republicans and Democrats. Yeah, I don't know, Nick. What could we possibly do? What could we talk about a record? She's got no record, Nick. You're so good at this. Holy fuck, dog. X has taught you everything, my guy. Could you say border czar for me? Could you say DEI just once, Nick? You're possibly the smartest motherfucker that's ever came into my chat. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. Holy fuck, you people are fucking stupid.
before I was elected vice president, before I was elected as a United
God, I love you
Senator,
people. You are my content,
I
though,
was
Nick. Please stay.
Elected Attorney
Please stay,
General,
Nick.
and
You are
before
my
that,
content.
Elected District Attorney, and before that, I was a courtroom prosecutor. In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators
Exactly,
who
pro.
abused women,
Exactly.
fraudsters who ripped off consumers,
That's what I said,
scammers
James.
who broke the rules for personal gain.
I turn red.
So hear me, Detroit, when I say
I'm the Red Hulk.
I know Donald Trump's type. I've been dealing with them my whole career. For example, as Attorney General of California, I took on one of the country's largest for-profit colleges that
Nope.
scammed students.
You're going to find
Well,
out in fucking November
Trump
when all the
ran a
Democrats
for-profit
vote for
college
Kamala,
that
Nick,
scammed
that this is
students.
exactly
Remember
what we fucking wanted. But keep coming in here spilling your fucking right-wing
As a
talking
prosecutor,
points,
I
trying to make
specialize
people
in
on the
cases
left.
of sexual abuse.
Dog, we're united.
Well,
We
Donald
love this
Trump
shit.
was
But you
found
can keep
liable for
trying.
committing
I understand what the right wing does. The right wing wants to come into left wing circles. They say this shit that they think left wing
As
people
Attorney
will pick
General,
up, and then
I
they'll
held
eat their
the
own.
big
But it ain't
Walz
happening now,
defense
Nick.
accountable
You
for
can try
fraud.
so fucking hard, but we ain't falling for that
Well,
shit, dog.
Donald Trump was just found guilty of fraud. 34 counts, to be exact.
34. We are so good with her.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
What up, Tiki?
You know what? Here, hold on. Here's the thing. The courts are going to handle that. We're going to beat them in November. We're going to beat them in November. Okay? We'll beat them in November.
You like that shit? You like the difference between her and Trump? What does Trump do whenever his crowd does that? He just sits there and soaks it up. He loves that shit. It's the only love he's ever had in his entire life. It's everything he ever wanted from his father that he never got. Oh, these people love me. They're chanting, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. And he just sits there and he just smiles. It's the only time he smiles. And he just enjoys it so much. What did Kamala just do? She stopped him from doing it. Said, no, 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 no. We let the courts handle that shit. We let the courts handle that shit. Because he's a fucking criminal and he deserves to go to prison. And in September, his ass is going to get sentenced. And then in fucking November, when he loses, he's going to go on trial in Georgia, in Washington. And yeah, eventually, he's going to go on trial in Florida. Because if you think Merrick Garland, a federal judge of over 20 years, didn't know what he was doing when he put Jack Smith in the special counsel role, and you think that Eileen Cannon, a person who had never sat on the court fucking about anything important in her entire life until Donald Trump put her in that position, knows more than Merrick Garland? Oh, it's going to be so sad for you. It's going to be so sad for you. But we're still going to be here. And I'm be here with a hug, dog. While you cry, I will hug you and tell you it's going to be all right. It's going to be so good.
We'll handle that. But all that to say, in this campaign,
I don't think any of you would
proudly
cast
put
those
my
results
record
to my
against
face.
Any day of the
Sure,
week.
dog. Nick, I'm like this in real fucking life, dog.
Any day of the week.
I ain't a character.
But make no mistake, our campaign
He does think we're
This
cute, though. I like that.
is not
I enjoy
just
it.
about us.
You don't gotta flirt, Nick.
It's bigger than that. It is about two very different visions for the future of our nation.
God, if Trump backs out,
ours
he can't back out.
focused
His
on the
pride would
future,
never let him back
the
out.
other focused on the past. And Michigan, we here fight for the future. We fight for the future. We fight for a future where every
Sure you don't,
worker
Nick.
has the freedom
Sure you
to
don't.
join a union. Where every senior can retire with dignity. A future with affordable housing,
Love me
affordable
some Bernie.
child care, affordable health care, and paid leave. A future where we build a broad-based economy where every American has an opportunity to own a home, to start a business, and to build wealth.
So let me help you out, Trump supporters, because you guys keep saying that you don't know what she's saying. So I'm going to help you guys a little bit more here. What she's talking about is what is commonly referred to as the American dream. That would be an attempt to create a housing situation where we build something like 17 million new homes for people in certain places where, you know, we have a lot of land and availability, and, you know, potentially to help continue to create jobs through things like the Infrastructure Act, where we have employed a ton of fucking people, and also things like the Chips and Science Act, which will lead to the potential of 500,000 jobs, high-paying jobs that take very little education. So that's what she's talking about currently, is what's called the American dream. I know you guys have forgotten about that because Donald Trump just wants you to be an angry, hateful, vitriol-filled person. So just want to keep explaining for the Trump supporters. Now,
And
Nick, I can get
understand
behind
in
that.
this
Voting for
fight,
Vermin Supreme, I can
we're
get behind.
joyful warriors. Because while fighting for a brighter future may take hard work, we all here know
Should I
hard
speak
work is
louder,
good work.
Manic? I'm sorry. So the
Hard
people
work
in the
is
back
good
can hear
work.
me.
We believe in a future where we lower the cost of living.
Look, Nick, reread the shit you just said. Reread the shit you just said, and then go watch a Walz speech. Reread the shit you just wrote, and then do me a favor. Rewind to the beginning of this where Timothy Walz talks about your neighbor. talks about respecting your neighbor, talks about how much you should love your neighbor. Yeah, go. I can't believe you guys like actually type this shit out. Do you think about it? No, you've never looked into anything that you disagree with, huh? Ever. Holy shit. You're not a real person. You're a bot. You've got to be a bot.
For America's families. So they have a chance, not just to get by, but to get ahead. Because look, while our economy is doing well by many measures, prices for everyday things like groceries are still too high. You know it and I know it.
There you go.
When I was Attorney General, I went after price-fixing schemes. And when I am president, it will...
If that was Trump, you know what he'd say? Try to be like, everything's good. The economy's the best it's ever been. Grocery prices are amazing. And you guys can't give her a single fucking bit of credit for her getting up there and making the argument I tell every one of you dipshit Trump supporters to make. And that is, come on here and say, yes, every metric that we use to measure the economy seems to say that it's good. However, grocery prices seem to be high. Can we talk about why those grocery prices are high and what we should do about it to lower them? That's where you're supposed to go. But you can't do that when you come in here and you're like, yeah, oh, the economy's bad. No, the economy's not bad, but grocery prices are high. So we should discuss that.
Be my day one priority to fight to bring down prices, to take on the big corporations that...
Tammy, it's not inflation. Inflation has nothing to do with grocery prices. Tammy, I'm trying real hard right now. So inflation and grocery prices are two different things. If you want to have a conversation about it, you can ask me a question. As long as you don't insult me, I won't insult you. But if you want to actually like talk about that, I'd love to talk about it because I've been in the grocery industry for 20 years. So I really like talking about it a lot.
Engage in illegal...
Shut the fuck up, Bob!
Take on corporate landlords that...
Tammy, you don't know a goddamn thing about the economy, and neither does Bob.
To take on big pharma and cap the cost of prescription drugs for all Americans.
Tammy, you think it has to do with the economy. If she told you what she is going to do about it, you wouldn't understand it. Tammy, you don't know the first thing about the economy. Guarantee that.
That is the work we will do.
She needs to be drug testing. There you go, Bob.
All of this to say,
there you go, Bob.
unlike Donald Trump, I will always put the middle class and working families first.
That's what I'm fucking talking about. Middle class.
Because Coach Walz and I know the middle class built this great country of ours.
Here we go, Tammy. Let's help you out because you must be one of the moron Trump supporters that I've been talking to. Let me help you out. Okay, Tammy. So what she just said was that the way that we would drive down inflation is to strengthen the middle class. Now, if you had been paying any fucking attention at all, then you would know that they've already started doing that by creating things like the Infrastructure Act, with the Inflation Reduction Act, with the American Families Act. All of those things led to a stronger middle class, one that is going to continue to get better and bigger the more that we have intelligent, capable people in office, not people like Trump. I just explained it. Do you know what the Infrastructure Act is, Tammy? Do you know what the Inflation Reduction Act is? Do you know what the Chips and Science Act is, Tammy? Do you know what any of those are, Tammy? No, you don't know what any of those are, do you, Tammy? You don't know what one of those things are. Out of all of those, do you know what one of them are? I guarantee you, you don't. Yes, I know all three of them. And more. Oh, no, just Trump supporters, Nick. Just Trump supporters. Only Trump supporters. Tammy, come on. Tell me about any of those acts. A single one. You have fucking Google, dog. Google. I can list that shit off the top of my head. I'm giving you the chance to go Google it. Like, you could just copy paste that shit in. You ain't smart enough to go copy paste it? Let me ask you a question, Tammy. If I can tell you what the Infrastructure Act is, if I can tell you what the Inflation Reduction Act is, if I can tell you what the Chips and Science Act is and how they're important, would that change your mind even an inkling from voting for Trump? I tell you what all of those are. I'll tell you what, Tammy, if you right now, if you can say in chat right now, Trump is a felon and a liar. If you type out right now, Tammy, Trump is a felon and a liar, I'll explain to you the Chips and Science Act, which is one of my favorite things to explain. Go ahead. Type that in chat for me, Tammy. Okay, then it shouldn't be hard. Tammy. Type in chat, Trump is a felon and a liar, and I will explain the Chips and Science Act to you. Believe me, my subscribers will tell you I'll do it.
And when the middle class is strong, America is strong.
Thank you. Shut up, Bob.
As we move our nation forward,
Ain't nobody believes that
Donald
shit,
Trump
Bob.
intends to take our nation back.
Tammy, you won't write it. You
Just
won't
look
type it.
at his Project
Because you're a Trump
2025
supporter.
agenda. Project 2025.
Tammy, I know more about your candidate than you do. I guarantee I can tell you more good things about Trump than you can tell me about Trump, dude. You can't even hang on your own fucking candidate. Oh, I'm sorry. It must be Nick's other account. Like I said, if you're not a Trump supporter, Nick, you do it. Do it for Tammy. I'll tell you what, Nick. I'll allow you. I'll tell you what. I'll explain the Chips and Science Act if Nick types in chat, Donald Trump is a felon and a liar. If Nick does it, I'll explain it for Tammy. How about that? Right. All you have to do, Nick, is put Trump is a felon and a liar, and I will explain the Chips and Science Act. What's up, Victor? Oh, I don't think there's good reasons, but there was some stuff that I liked.
Do check out Project 2025.
Come on, one of you. All you gotta do is type that shit out. Type it out.
It is a plan to weaken America's middle class. Project 2025.
Spikey, you can spam as much as you want.
He is elected.
You a mod, Spikey. You can do whatever you want. No, AJ. All right, fuck it. Okay, see, that's cheating, AJ, because I know that you know that Trump is a felon and a liar. Here you go. I'm going to explain it anyways. Because Reverend Woke's like, he's been sitting there waiting to fucking explain this the whole time. He wants to do it so bad. The Chips and Science Act is one of the most important pieces of legislation that has been passed in the last 20 years. Now, if you don't like the war in Ukraine, if you don't like being in the war in Israel, then you're really not going to like being in a war in Taiwan. See, we learned something during COVID. During COVID, we learned that the most important thing to our economy and to the running of our society today is semiconductors. Semiconductors are in everything. They're in your computer, they're in your phone, they're in your car. One of the reasons that we saw such a high price on used cars during COVID was because the little microchips, the little semiconductors that were made to go into the doors, to go into the computer system, to go into the power steering, everything. There's just tons of these little semiconductors. They're all over your car, okay? The reason that you couldn't get a hold of new cars was because they couldn't produce semiconductors, so used cars went way up in prices. So the reason that we couldn't get a hold of semiconductors is because they're produced in Taiwan. We used to produce semiconductors a really fucking long time ago. That's where the name Texas Instruments comes from, was right here in America. But over time, because America and corporate greed has outsourced the majority of our labor to other countries, we started investing in Taiwan. So in Taiwan creates something like 72% of all of our semiconductors, and they produce something like 90% of all the highest end semiconductors. That would be semiconductors that we use in AI, that we use in supercomputers, and that we use in things like hypersonic missiles. The problem with not being able to produce semiconductors in America and instead producing them in Taiwan, which, by the way, we actually create all the plans for semiconductors right here in America. We actually home grow all the engineers for semiconductors right here in America. But we outsource them. We send our homegrown engineers to Europe, to China, to Russia, every fucking where else, because we don't have any jobs for people to produce here in America that have anything to do with semiconductors. Now, here's the really fucking scary thing is China wants Taiwan, because China imports $500 billion worth of semiconductors every single year, which gives them every reason to take Taiwan. Now, there's also some real cultural reasons for why they want Taiwan. But if they were to attempt to invade Taiwan tomorrow, America would need to defend Taiwan. If they did not, we would have we would actually go into a recession, possibly a depression, because our economy would slow down, if not stop. Now, Joe Biden, or Chuck Schumer, depending on who you want to give credit for it, Chuck Schumer's the one who put it through legislation. Joe Biden's the one who encouraged it. Pushed through the Chips and Science Act. The Chips and Science Act brings, I think it's something like $80 billion back to America to create places in Arizona, places in Georgia, places in New Mexico, places in Colorado. Did I say Arizona? Where these chips will be produced in America. That adds 500,000 potential high-paying, low-education jobs to our economy. It's one of the most important pieces of legislation. Since the Chips and Science Act has been enacted, companies have invested over $300 billion in the American infrastructure to start producing semiconductors. The Chips and Science Act is quite possibly one of the most important pieces of legislation for America's future that you will see in the next 100 years. Fucking quote me on that shit. Did I do a good enough job? Did I do a good enough job? Would you guys like to hear about the Infrastructure Act next? I'm good at this shit. Back to Kamala. Tammy, I just told you the whole fucking thing.
I'm here because we believe in democracy. Everyone's voice matters, but I am speaking now.
Goddamn right it is, Adam. Goddamn right it is. It's fucking America first. No problem, Jay.
Project 2025. Look, if he is elected, Donald
Thanks,
Trump
AJ.
intends to give tax breaks to billionaires.
There's always more to it, Tammy. Explain to me why it's bad. Tell me why it's bad, Tammy. Tell me why it's bad.
He intends to surrender our fight against
Drink.
the climate crisis, and he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that, otherwise I'm speaking.
Oh, shit. Oh! Dude. Leland, I told you before, dog. I'm not falling for your right-wing talking points. You guys can keep throwing them right-wing talking points in here. Ain't nobody in this chat dumb enough to fall for it. Oh, spiking. Spiking.
We're not going back. We're not going back.
You get a wrench, spiking.
And we're not going back because we know what that would look like.
Yeah, it is an American
And
first
again,
policy.
Understand, Donald Trump intends to end the Affordable Care Act and take us back to a time when insurance companies had the power
Leland,
to
like I
deny
said,
people with
I'm not
pre-existing
feeding any right-wing talking
We
point.
all remember what that looked like.
Ain't
And we're
nobody
not
on the left
going
upset
back.
with Kamala, dog.
We're not
Ain't
going
nobody
back.
upset. We love this shit. We are
Our
enjoying
fight
this
is a
more
fight
than you
for
guys
the
have
future,
ever
and it is a
enjoyed
fight
anything
for
in your life.
freedom.
Shit's super hot, isn't it, Dark?
Across our nation, we are witnessing a full-on attack on hard-fought,
Zane.
fundamental freedoms and rights, and we will not stand
I am
for
insufferable.
it.
I'm not gonna lie. I am pretty insufferable.
Attacks on the freedom to vote. Attacks on the freedom to be safe from gun violence.
Damn right it is, Spiking.
The freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water. The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. And the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have...
Okay, so for the people that are like, she doesn't say anything, I'm going to help you out again. I'm going to translate for what she's saying here. She's saying that bodily autonomy for women is very important. And if you can't read into that, that means that she's going to do things policy-wise, like, you know, through an executive action, or potentially if they have Congress and Senate, just put it straight the fuck into law, the ability for a woman to have bodily autonomy. Right before that, she talked about the right to marry whoever you would like to marry. That would be the codifying of marriage rights into our legal system, so that way people can't tell people that if they're gay, they don't get married. If you guys need further explanation, I'll continue.
Her government tell her what to do.
Adam, I'm gonna shit on you, Adam. I love you, Adam, but I'm gonna shit on you. Adam, you know there's a person at my work right now in the exact same situation that Willie Brown and Harris are in? Did you know that that person semantically would be having an affair? But did you know that her and her husband don't think of it as an affair? Did you know that Willie Brown had been separated from his wife for 10 years, Adam? A decade, Adam. Willie Brown had been separated from his wife for a decade before he dated Kamala Harris. Did you know that sometimes people stay married for monetary reasons, financial reasons, because of different tax breaks and stuff like that? Yeah. So that whole, like, she cheated with Willie Brown on his wife, they had an affair, it's fucking dumb. And just stop repeating it. Because it's lowbrow, and it's stupid, and it's not even correct. Love you, buddy.
Generations.
Night, woke! Oh, wait.
Generations.
Night, Mike. I don't know which one of you is ever leaving.
Us led the fight for freedom. Now the baton is in our hands, each and every one of us.
Yeah, they get tired of watching this shit.
Who believe in the sacred freedom to vote.
They were separated for 10 years, Tammy. You can go ahead and say whatever you want. I know the fucking truth. Like I said, I have somebody that works with me in the exact same situation.
Live safe from gun violence will finally pass an assault weapons ban, universal background checks, and red flag laws.
Good job, Victor. Me too.
We who believe in the freedom to organize will pass the PRO Act and put an end to union busting.
Whatever you say, Tammy. Whatever you want to tell yourself.
And we who believe in reproductive freedom will fight for a woman's right to choose.
They're like, she's just saying words.
Remembering what Donald Trump did to pick 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that
I don't
they
even
would
have to
take
go there,
away
Oxford.
this freedom,
I don't
and
even
they
have
did
to go
as he
there.
intended.
Uh,
We who are paying attention to the fact that now over 20 states in our country have a Trump abortion ban, many with no exceptions.
Exactly.
Even for rape and incest. And we all know.
I don't give a fuck
if
what
we
people do
win,
sexually, Tammy. I don't give a fuck.
we would sign a
Have sex with
national
whoever you
abortion
want.
ban to outlaw
Cheat on your
abortion
wife, don't
in
cheat on your wife,
every
ain't my
state,
fucking
and
business.
That would include the
I don't know why you guys even think that's something I want to talk about.
But we're not going back.
I'm faithful to my wife. I do what I do. That could be talked about, Adam. That should be talked about.
And on that point, it is because there is a thing about who we are that is a bit different from the folks on the other side. We trust women to know what is in their best interest and not have their government
Goddamn right.
telling them
What up, White Dev?
And when I am President of the United States and Congress passes a bill
Kamala!
to
What up, Redon?
reproductive freedoms, I will sign it into law.
I don't give a shit who does it, Tammy. You can have sex with whoever you want. I don't even believe in marriage.
So
I think that's some
Michigan,
government shit.
Here's the thing.
And I've been married for 17 plus.
So much.
My wife for
so
20 plus.
Is on the line in this election.
None of my business.
And we got to remember, you know, we knew who he
Sure,
is
Tammy.
and what he
Whatever
was
you say,
about in
Tammy.
16 and in
Read on,
20.
talk to Tammy.
But there's also something else that has happened recently that we really have to prioritize.
We ain't going
in our
back,
minds,
Carolyn.
the danger we're looking at. Last month,
Tax
the United
breaks.
States
I do like
Supreme
tax
Court
breaks, Tammy. Tax breaks are pretty
basically
dope.
just told the former
It's
president,
enjoyable.
who has been convicted
Same
of
reason
fraud,
those people stayed married.
that
Same
going
reason Willie Brown
forward,
stayed
he will
married.
be immune.
It's
No
called
matter
tax
what he
breaks.
does
That is a
in the
fucking
White
serious
House.
answer. Do you think I'm not being serious? Holy shit, this is your first
Think about
time. I'm
that.
sorry,
Think
Tammy.
about that.
I'm being
Think about what
100
that
with you.
means. Think about what that means. The man has
Exactly,
openly
Tia.
vowed
Thank
if
you.
re-elected that he will be a dictator on day one.
Fuck yeah, I do it for the money.
Think about what that means when he said that he will even, quote, terminate the
It's a good rock.
Constitution of the
It's a
United
good rock,
States.
Rita. It's a good rock.
Because let us be very clear.
You know why, White? Because
Someone
ain't
who
nothing
suggests
going on in
we
their
should
bedroom, so they
terminate
gotta
the
be obsessed
Constitution
with
of
what
the United
everybody else is
States
doing in theirs.
should never again
That's
stand
why.
behind the seal of the President of the United States. Never again.
God, the next 90 days are gonna be amazing. Exactly, 100. I don't need no fucking government telling me that I'm committed to my wife.
That's right.
What up,
here's the
Gregory?
thing, to your point,
Fuck yeah, vets against Trump, dog.
it comes down
My whole family's military.
to all of the things that are important about this. I think the most important thing that
If
I
she
love you
loses,
guys.
she loses. I'm here. If she loses, I'll be here talking shit
Listen,
still.
One of the things that I know brings us all out today
Uh,
and always is we love our country.
I'll probably be talking more shit if she
We love
loses,
our
actually.
country. We love our country. And I do believe it is
Because-
the highest.
Hold on, I gotta actually say something to that. Let me just say this. If Kamala loses, that 100% tells me what this country is filled with, the type of people that this country is filled with. And that just means that I gotta mock you motherfuckers harder. I gotta make fun of you more. I gotta talk more shit. Because until the day that people see how weird and how culty and how fucking absolutely insane Trump supporters are, I wouldn't have done my job. In fact, to be honest with you, if she wins, I might have to quit. Because then I'm going to feel like my job is done. I told you guys, they've already caught up to me. The left took my shit. I've been calling fucking Trump supporters weird for 2 years. Now all of a sudden Trump supporters are weird and everybody knows it. If Kamala wins, I think I might just have to quit. Because I think I'm going to just start doing a football talk show. If Kamala wins, you guys can fucking right now on this one. If Kamala wins, I'm probably going to do a hip-hop football show. Because that's my love. I love hip-hop. I love football. I love sports. I love the Olympics. I love baseball. I love basketball. Kamala wins. Nah.
Patriotism to fight for the ideal.
Redonk, they stole my shit.
That is how we preserve the promise of America.
Oh,
After all, the
I'm glad you
promise
found
of
me, Diane.
America, think about
Welcome.
it, is what makes it possible for Tim Walz.
Oh, I am definitely
and
wrong.
me
A lot,
to
Johnny.
be together
I'm wrong
on
all the
stage
goddamn time.
today. Think about it.
100%, 100. Sports over politics.
Think about that. Two middle-class
Sports over
kids,
politics.
one a daughter of Oakland, California, who was raised by a working mother.
But you know what the problem was, 100? You know why so many people have gotten involved in politics and it's been so hard to like concentrate on the shit you like wanting to be like all the people that should be like proud of the Olympic team right now, all the people that should be proud of Joe Biden bringing back those Russian the prisoners from Russia. You know what's wrong is Donald Trump. Donald Trump has created this like this dichotomy where you have to either be the most hateful, angry, fucked up, mean-spirited person in the world that's scared of everything, or you're not with him. And so it's created a large portion of our society that just can't ever be happy. They're never able to be happy. So it's anathema to them to see somebody like Kamala, to see somebody like Tim Walz, to see me happy that the Olympics are fucking dope, that Simone Biles is fucking dope, that Katie Ledecky is fucking dope, that the American basketball team is fucking dope on the men's side and the women's side, that the rugby teams, I didn't know anything about rugby, y'all, okay? I know about rugby now, and it's dope. It's fucking super dope, okay? And I have to say I enjoyed watching the women kick ass more than I enjoyed watching the men kick ass. It's all dope. But we lost all that. We don't get to have fun anymore because Donald Trump has convinced at least half of our society that we're supposed to be fearful, angry, and hateful all the fucking time, and we can never let up because if we do, then we might not vote for him. So fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. It should be sports over politics. It should be family over politics. It should be fun over politics. But we can't do that shit until Donald Trump kicks fucking rocks to Russia. And once he does, I'm going to call it a day.
I had a summer job at McDonald's.
100. If they would have just picked Haley.
A son of
I didn't either, Adam. It was fucking dope. Rugby's dope.
On a farm.
They complain about everything.
Is it possible for them together to make it all the way to the White House? Only in America. Only in America.
America needs to be able to get back to being proud. America needs to get back to being happy. America needs to get to a place where we actually will vote for our own interests instead of that of the politicians. But you can't talk about any of these things. If you guys want my real spiel, the real thing that I'm going to tell you that this channel will be, if Kamala Harris wins, you know what this channel will be? This channel will be one that wants to see the middle class thrive, that wants to talk to you guys and say, if Kamala Harris doesn't do these things, we hold her accountable. If the middle class doesn't thrive, we hold these people accountable. If people once again are giving corporate tax cuts, we hold them accountable. If we can't get money out of politics, we hold them accountable. Like, that's what I want this channel to be. I mean, to be honest with you, I just came on here and laughed at Trump supporters, and people were like, dude, that's fucking dope. Let's watch that shit some more. So that's great. That's cool. But what I really want is I want to be able to talk about real shit, have real conversations, have people that come into my chat and actually ask real questions like Adam does. You know, I 100% support Adam. Adam's one of my conservative people that come in here. I still support traditional conservative, Barry Goldwater conservatives. We have difference of opinions and policies, but we can talk about shit. And that's how you get shit done. And if you listen to Tim Walz is a bipartisan person. He's a person that's made his whole career off of reaching across the aisle a la John McCain. That's what I'm all about. Like, I want to see shit getting done. But to be fucking honest with you, this is a fucking circus right now. It's a goddamn circus with Donald Trump. Donald Trump's a fucking clown. All the people that surround him are fucking clowns. And every one of them climb the fuck in a tiny-ass clown car and pile the fuck out in the middle of the fucking circus and try to be fucking entertaining. But all they are is a bunch of sad fucking clowns. So one day, if I'm being 100 with you guys, to be completely serious, if Kamala wins, then it's time to turn our attention to holding the politicians that we are electing accountable for the shit that they say they're going to do. So the middle class better get stronger. The lower middle class that has an undue burden needs to be taken care of. The poverty-stricken need to be taken care of. The ultra-wealthy need to be held accountable. That's what this channel will be if Kamala Harris wins. Just being honest.
So we are running this campaign on behalf of all Americans, from red states to blue states.
Tammy, you want to ask me a serious question? The middle class isn't thriving now. Why will it happen when she is the president? Actually, the middle class is not bad now. The middle class is not great. The middle class isn't bad. Middle class is unduly burdened, is what I would say. And that is, here we go. Are you guys ready for this? It's time to rant. That is because ultra-wealthy corporations pay a smaller percentage of their entire wealth than the middle class does into the taxes. So all you fucks out there that stand for ultra-wealthy corporations and believe in stupid-ass shit like trickle-down economics that don't fucking work, that want to act like you actually give a shit about the middle class, well, the first fucking thing you should start talking about is making the ultra-wealthy pay a larger portion of their total wealth towards taxes. I don't want to hear shit about how they pay. Well, they pay 70% of all of the taxes, brother. No, that doesn't fucking matter because this is drop in the bucket to their total wealth. The middle class pays something like 70 to 90% of their total fucking wealth into taxes to support social safety nets that have to fucking exist, because if those social safety nets don't actually exist and you're a middle class person and you make two fucking mistakes and you end up being poverty stricken, there's no social safety nets for you and then you become fucking broke. The middle class is not amazing right now. But there's a lot of reasons for that. One of the reasons that the middle class isn't amazing right now is because we just came out of a global pandemic. A global pandemic that we have actually navigated better than any other country in the world. We are still the #1 economy by every single fucking metric that is measurable. The middle class and the lower middle class have an undue burden to take care of this society. We all work our fucking asses off, 40 hours plus a week, to provide social safety nets for poor people and to pay a larger portion of our wealth into taxes than the ultra-wealthy. All because you guys are scared as fuck that billionaires will take their ball and go home. You think that billionaires will pick up and they'll just leave. They'll just go to China. No, they fucking won't. You gotta stop being scared. You gotta start voting in your own goddamn interests. You gotta stop telling each other that your vote doesn't matter. If that was true, people like MTG and Lauren Boebert would have never got elected. You wanna ask a serious question, Tammy? I'm giving you a serious fucking answer. And that is, if the middle class really wants to fucking be strong, then the middle class needs to vote in its own goddamn interests. And guess what? Yes, Kamala is a fucking progressive candidate. Kamala in her time as an attorney general for the state of California held Comcast accountable for releasing people's privacy data. Kamala Harris, as the attorney general of California, fucking held Corinthian College accountable for taking advantage of poor people and telling them that they could get jobs that they couldn't provide, to the tune of $1.1 billion in lawsuits. Kamala Harris, as the attorney general, held banks like Chase accountable for predatory loans that led to foreclosures on houses that were underwater in the 2008 collapse. Kamala Harris is the best candidate currently on this docket for America and the middle class. It sure as fuck ain't Donald Trump, who is literally an oligarch. You want an oligarchy? You vote for an oligarch. That's who Donald Trump is. You want a serious answer? That's a serious answer.
From the heartland to the coast.
Yeah, also you guys
when
gotta
elected,
tag me.
I promise you.
Always
we
been
will
bullshit,
govern
Gregory.
on behalf of
Always been
all
bullshit.
Americans. Promise that.
Vote for Congress. Vote for Senate. Vote for
So
for
close
president.
with this, Michigan.
But most
Ultimately,
importantly,
in this
vote
election,
for your interests.
We each face a question. We each face a question. What kind of country do we want to live in? A country of freedom, compassion, and rule of law.
Tammy, it's probably my Wi-Fi.
Or a country of chaos.
Tammy, just so you know, everybody comes into my chat and insults me, and I insult them back. And then when we
And
insult
the
each other for a
beauty
while, then
of
we start
our
having good
democracy.
conversations. It's okay.
The beauty of our
She did do that,
democracy.
Dagooch. She did
We
do that.
each have
No
the
one's perfect,
power
but she did do that. I didn't
to
like that
answer
shit.
that question to answer that question. The power is with the people.
And see, that's the difference, the Gooch. That's the difference between the left and Trump supporters. And I call them Trump supporters because they're not the right. They're the actual rhinos. Trump supporters are the actual rhinos. They are Republicans in name only. Real Republicans don't vote for Trump. Real conservatives don't like Trump. Real conservatives like Brian Kemp. Guess who doesn't like Brian Kemp? Donald Trump. Brian Kemp has a 63% approval rating. You know why Donald Trump doesn't like Brian Kemp? Because Brian Kemp won't be Donald Trump's bitch. And he was even like mildly Donald Trump's bitch. He just didn't go full bitch. He didn't let Donald Trump fuck his state right in front of him, cuck style. That's why Donald Trump doesn't like him. When I say Trump Republicans, or I say MAGA supporters, I mean them, not conservatives. Because I can still have conversations with conservatives. But the difference between the left and Trump Republicans is the left can say, yeah, I think that some of that shit that she did was either she was complicit or complacent, and that's bad, and it should be looked into. And as a totality of her the totality of her entire career, if those things did happen and they elicited a larger amount of evidence than the good things she has done, then I wouldn't vote for her. But currently, that's not true. Currently, the majority of the evidence of whether her character is of a good character or a bad character, it's currently on the side of good. But that doesn't mean she's never done anything wrong. Doesn't that mean that she's never done anything that I disagree with? There's plenty of things that I've looked into with Kamala that I could say that I'm not 100% stoked on some of the decisions that she made. But that's the difference between the left and Trump. Is the left is capable of looking at their candidates and saying, look at that. I don't like that that person did that. I don't like that they did that. But I'm looking at the things I do like about what they do, and they seem to outweigh the things that I don't like that they did. Trump supporters can't even say that they're that the person that they want to vote for has done anything wrong. He's infallible. He's the best human being. He's Christian. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard. That he's Christian. He's Jesus. He's Gandhi. He's Nelson Mandela. That's the biggest difference between the left and the right.
So in the next 90 days, we need
Adam,
you to
I agree
use
and I
your
disagree.
power. We need you to knock on some doors.
What Victor just said.
We need you to register folks to vote. We need you to organize and energize and mobilize and make your voices heard. So Michigan, I ask you.
Adam, what you just said, I would support doubling the corporate income tax if it meant everybody making under six figures, no more income tax for regular people. This is my point, is it's a huge economic driver for middle-class people to make more money. So I agree with you, 100%, 100%. But my idea, let me just rant on my idea. You probably heard my idea before. And my idea is instead of what Bernie wants to do, and it's like over $250 million a year, you get taxed 70% or 90% or whatever it is. I don't think that they should be taxed. I think anything over a certain amount of money that goes into corporations should be adjusted to make for better pay for the people that work for them. I believe that instead of sending it to the CEOs, instead of it going to the highest people in the program, it should instead be fed down to the bottom. Because if you had a grocery store, let's take Kroger's for instance. Kroger's wants to buy Albertsons. If Kroger buys Albertsons, they'll own 20% of the total grocery market. Okay? So they're literally becoming a monopoly along with the other four corporations that own 60% of grocery stores across the United States of America. So instead of them being capped and taxed, I think they should be capped, and then that money should be disseminated or adjusted into the wages of the people that are on the bottom doing the work. And the reason that I say that is wealthy people tend not to spend their money. Wealthy people buy things and then hold on to them. That's why most of their assets are not liquid. Middle class people, on the other hand, spend money. So one of the problems with our economy sometimes is that the highest of the high, the ultra wealthy, have all the money and don't spend enough of it. Instead, they purchase things and then hold on to them and then never pay taxes on them. Whereas the middle class, as we've learned with stimulus has been a fucking amazing thing, and it's why it actually works, because the middle class drives the economy. So if you were to reintroduce those wages into the workers, you both make those jobs more appealing, and you also get to tax it. It's an income tax, so you get to tax it, and you get to tax it when people buy things. That's my idea. Yeah, maybe dividends to shareholders. Yeah. Like, I mean, obviously not a completely thought out thing. That's just like it's my hypothesis.
Are you ready to make your voices heard?
Yeah, I agree with that, Adam.
Do we
I agree
believe
with
in
that.
freedom? Do we believe in opportunity?
Yes.
Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight
Yeah, Governor
for
Scott
it?
in Vermont. Yeah, nice.
And when we fight,
It's not about party.
we win. God bless you. God bless you.
Sorry, yeah. So we'll probably call the stream a little bit early.